Aloha and good day, friends and yogis. I'm Nicole Spirit, and today we have a beautiful Tiger Rose QiGong for joy. I hope you're feeling well today, and if not, this class is going to put you in the right mood. So let's start with our feet approximately shoulder width apart. Just land and feel yourself ground, center, and clear as we connect with the earth and create this beautiful space where we find that we can just pay attention to our breath. Isn't that so incredible? So let's bring our hands over our lower dantian, which is a beautiful space that we can think about filling up with our breath, with our life force, with our chi. And as we breathe into our hands, we almost create a magnetic quality to the breath, where the breath becomes attracted to settling in the lower belly. So let's see if we can slow down our breathing for a few moments. Maybe smile, activate your internal love engine, and just see how you're feeling right now. My intention is to create a class that provides you with a sense of peace and joy, and allows you to even daydream a little bit, and also gives you some strength and vitality to manage life, to manage the tough stuff. So let's take 2 more breaths, feeling the breath go past your nose and your heart and right into your belly. And the exhale, we release, and we come from that vitality center. We pass the heart, our love center, and then energy out through the nose, passing the mind, the wisdom center. So continue to breathe, just noticing that it takes a little bit of effort and time to breathe into the lower dantian, which translates to gem field or elixir field. It's also kind of like your energy bank account where you store all the good chi. So let's release our hands now. Imagine that they're just floating buoyantly on like a little balloon. Check in with your posture. Your feet are about shoulder width apart. Your knees are just a hint bent. Sink your tailbone down, and that might cause you to notice your spine elongating, which is awesome. Notice your chin. See if we can tip it down even just a little bit, which you'll notice causes an effect like you're being suspended from the top of your head. And just allow that visual of your spine getting longer to happen in your body while you're breathing. Let's hang out here for 1 more breath. We're smiling and we're feeling good. Let's do a little bit of energy clearing now. We'll make light fists with the hands, and we're gonna tap our heart. We're gonna tap our chest, the sternum area. You might need to make little fingers to get in between any breast tissue, which is awesome. Just see how you're feeling. This is also known as your Tarzan point, the thymus area, and it's very good for promoting good feelings, good immunity, and actually promotes a beautiful feeling of joy. Let's release our hands. We're going to take our right hand and just slap the back of our left arm, then flip your arm and slap down the inside. Do that 2 more times. Slap on the outside, come down on the inside. Let's flip it around. Take your left hand and slap the outside of your right arm, go up and over the shoulder, flip your arm and come down the inside, also known as the yin side. Tigers, vitality, they guard the mountain. They also say that tigers prevent fires, ghosts, and thieves, which is a very powerful energy. Good. Then we're gonna release, bring our left arm up, take your right hand cup, and come down underneath your armpit 3 times. We just tap from top to bottom. Don't tap going all the way up. Good. Then switch the arms. Take your left hand and tap from the armpit all the way down to the side body. Maybe you're still smiling. Maybe you're wondering what you're doing. It's is all good. And the rose is all about promoting the energy of love and compassion. All right, let's keep our feet where they are. We'll have the knees a little bit bent, and we're going to open the door of life. So start to swing your arms from side to side. The door of life is known as your master gate in the middle of your body. Actually relates to an acupressure point known as the Mingmen. So think 2 inches below your navel, and then think inside of your body, close to your spine. And you can imagine that this is known as the gate of life because this is the center point of the body, and it relates very heavily to the kidneys, the lowest organs of our torso or along our torso. So we just feel this nice effect of creating a little bit of pressure, and of course, as you can feel, releasing tension in the spine. Good, slow it down. And then pause and see how you feel. The next thing we're going to do is a full body stretch. This is also known as the elephant. So we're going to bring our arms up overhead, start with straight legs, big inhale breath. And then we're going to exhale, and we're going to bend at the waist, keep your legs and back straight, bend the knees, and then roll back up. So we inhale, maybe even a little back bend here, and then exhale, bend at the waist, straight legs, come all the way down, roll up, bend the knees, and exhale. Exhale to come down. Inhale back up. One more time. Exhale down, bend the knees, and roll back up. Excellent. Let's release the arms. Let's see how we're feeling. Notice how you started out today. Notice how you're feeling even right now. Just pause for a moment. Feel your chi, your energy. And then we're going to bring the feet together, and we're going to do a lateral movement for the spine, known as swimming dragon. So we're going to bring our hands together at the heart. Float your hands out to the left, float your knees to the right, and you're going to look to the right. I'm mirroring you now. Then we're going to bring our arms to the right, our knees to the left, and we're going to look left. So just go nice and slow. You can start with the hands and the knees, and then add the turn of the head. And as you can feel, this is moving the spine from side to side. This is excellent for your brain, allowing the spine to move in the 6 directions that it's able. Good, let's do 2 more. Maybe you're still smiling. Start my internal love engine. Remember, when you need a good pick-me-up, smiling is always wonderful. Come back to center, release everything, open your feet again, and this is my reminder to myself if I'm ever in a grumpy mood, stop what you're doing and shake your tree. It's just called shaking, but I learned it as shake the tree, so it'll forever be a tree for me. I'll never get the tree part out of my mind. So what kind of tree do you want to be today? And can your tree smile? So I'm going to lift and lower the heels as well, really shake the body, really activate your vitality, and maybe even think about a tree that you would like to be today. I connected with a birch tree this week. The yellow leaves were finally falling off, and just admiring that beautiful white tree trunk. And now we're going to create the healing sound for the heart while we shake. The healing sound is ha, the second part of aloha. So as we shake and breathe, we're going to do that ha breath on the exhale 4 times. Imagine sending your love to your own heart. 2 more times. Last breath. Excellent. Pause for a moment, see how you feel, notice your chi, your energy zipping and buzzing inside of you, and notice feeling alive, feeling awake, feeling turned on, almost like you went from your off switch to powered up. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is just gently come into the flow. So this is Tai Chi opening. We bring our hands in front. We've got our body lined up, second toe facing forward, feet shoulder width apart, knees a little bent, tailbone a little sunk, chin a little bit down so it feels like we're suspended by the top of our head, and hands out in front, imagining that they're resting on two giant balloons. You might even feel or sense that you're like sitting on something like a big balloon or big chair. It's almost like you're just comfortably sitting here. You could stand here for hours and hours. And this is actually the foundational standing position of Gong, which is our embrace the tree position. So let's gently float the arms up, make a hoop with your arms. Imagine that you are embracing a tree, and we're just gonna hold for 2 minutes, so no big deal. If you need to, you can always bring your arms down and just keep the hoop down here. But if it's available, let's try to hold. This is a bit challenging, especially if you've never done it before. And one of my favorite books on Qigong is about a martial arts master who practiced very vigorous forms of martial arts. And then when he started to do medical Qigong and was asked to embrace the tree, he mentioned after just 2 minutes, he was shaking and vibrating and found that it was extremely difficult. So I haven't put a lot of Zhang in my Qigong yet, but we're starting to incorporate some of these holding postures. You can imagine that your arms are like tree limbs and that they're actually interfacing with nature all around you. It's like the leaves are blowing and dancing and maybe even changing color. And to honor the fall, maybe even let it go. So focus on your exhale breath. Let's hang out for 2 more breaths. Think about the tree that maybe you connected with a couple of minutes ago, and imagine that vitality of how strong and stable you feel, just meditating in a standing position. It's all right. I really like it. 1 more breath. Good. And as you build up your standing postures, you can maybe hold for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe you get up to 10 minutes. And again, there's different positions for our arms. You can start with something more chill, like hands by your sides or cupped in front. So now we're gonna keep our hands floating down. We're going to enter the flow. Lift the wrists, feel your hands float up to shoulder height, and then exhale, feel the elbows get heavy and lower down. This is called Tai Chi opening. We might even stand up slightly taller as we lift the arms, and as we sink, the exhale comes down a little bit. The fire is rising. That's the energy of the belly, and the water is sinking. That's the energy of the kidneys and the bladder. So this is meant to be a meditative flow. Notice if you're going really fast. See if you can just chill out, breathe, and meditate. I'm trying to make it as enjoyable as possible so that we experience this beautiful Qigong together. Qi, energy, Gong, skills, or exercises. I just love that we come into a place where we learn how to get stronger, especially in our mind and our psychic abilities when we practice Neigong, or internal alchemy. Good, so let's gently float the hands back down to a resting position, and then we're going to find our hands around a Qi ball or energy ball. So just pause here for a moment with your hands just resting. Use your imagination to feel and sense this Qi between your hands. Pulse in and out a couple of times, and I really notice that I feel this when I rub my hands together. So rub, 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 create some friction and warmth, some energy, some real connection to that sensitive, subtle energy system, and then bring your hands back down. Now pulse on the ball a couple of times, maybe even close your eyes, and just notice if there's almost like a force of energy pushing your hands a little bit away almost like when you bring your hands back together, it's like thick energy. It's almost like there actually is some chi, some energy, life force there. Let's pulse the ball a couple more times. And then we're going to do embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. So pause with that chi ball between your hands, and I will demonstrate and we'll run through it together a few times. So we're going to have the hands together. The next move, we're going to float the hands out like they're skimming across water. Then we bring the back of the hands towards each other and come up the midline of the body. Then create a unicorn egg in your hands and gently push that egg forwards and make a circle with the hands, arriving back at your original starting position. Hands float out, you sink just a little bit, hands come back, the back side of the hands come up the midline, create a dinosaur egg, a dragon egg, push the hands out. I had this thought, I'm like, uh-oh, unicorns are mammals. Come back to center, and then float the hands out. Let's include the breath. We're gonna come up, push out, and then circle back around. That's an inhale. Exhale, float the hands away. Inhale, the back of the hands come together, hands float up, create your dinosaur egg. And then inhale, hands float all the way around, back to your original chi ball. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, have fun. The tiger representing our inner vitality. The mountain representing our stability, our groundedness. A couple more rounds. End off pulsing back on that chi ball. Just find that chi ball. We imagine now that the ball is inside of our belly. Use your Gong skills, your internal alchemy to imagine beautiful hot white light in the belly, connected with the earth energy. Then we'll float our hands up to our heart and imagine this energy ball melding with your heart as though you're watching a pink golden sunset right in your heart center. It's like that sunset energy, all the colors expands into your heart, making you feel connected to the web of life, connected to nature all around you. And remember, nature is the most healing part for our journey. So if you need more love and healing in your life, go outside, spend time in nature. And then let's float this energy ball up to the third eye, to the brain, and we'll imagine cosmic purple light from the heavens, cooling light, calming our mind, and having that beautiful connection to the sky, to the heavens, to the cosmic forces, calming any overthinking, allowing our breath to really truly go all the way into the dantian, the lower dantian, to allow for all of these three energy centers to really vibrate at the best frequency for you. Ever so gently, we'll float the hands down, almost like we're rising up out of muddy waters. And we'll finish our class with a move called centering. Bring your hands to your lower dantian. Let's take the right arm out to the side, float it up and around, and then exhale gently as that half prayer hand comes down through the center line of the body. Then we go with the left arm out to the side, go through the three forces, earth, nature, sky, and float that kindness down through the wisdom center, through the love center, and through the vitality center. A couple more times, right arm up and around, inhale up, and exhale down. Other arm. And then we'll overlap our hands at our belly, at our lower dantian, and float the feet together to become a heart crystal on a mountain, to become a bamboo in the wind. Close your eyes if available. Come back to that tree that you were a little earlier and be a tree. This practice is meant to evoke joy. So in your heart, think of 3 things now that you're grateful for. 1 maybe is being alive. 2, maybe doing this class. And 3, maybe your connection with nature and love sometime, now, today. You can also think of 3 things you're grateful for without my suggestion, of course. Last couple of breaths. Sway in the wind. Don't try to control anything here, just allow. Beautiful. We're going to circle our hands clockwise at the belly now. Couple rounds just to ease our digestion. Ask for a smooth flow in life, and if you need help with that, drink more water. That's really positive too. Big sigh, and then release the hands. Now go do something really nice for yourself, and maybe even go do something really nice for someone else. Remember, kindness always is returned when we come from a sincere and authentic heart. Take good care. You can float your hands to your heart and bow a little bit so that we create that connection to the God, Goddess of our own understanding, and we simply have a beautiful day. Namaste.